This conference will now be recorded.
So tonight we're going to do some of the third declension homework. We probably aren't going to finish it all, but we'll work until we get done, or for roughly an hour. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of go around, and one additional part of your parsing, I'll never ask you this on a test, but just kind of to get in good practice and for me to know that you know what you're talking about. In addition to your case, number, gender, I want you to start out by telling me which declension the word is from. Like I said, we're never going to ask you any questions about this, but I want the first thing you need to determine before you start trying to parse something is, are you using the correct paradigm? So if you don't know which paradigm you're going from, you're not going to be able to find the right answer. All right, so let's start things off with Gregory. Why don't you take this one?
Okay. So is that a third declension one?
Yes, it is.
Is that in the dative? Singular? Could it be masculine or feminine or neuter? Could it be any one of those?
Do you have the stuff in front of you?
I have the paradigm chart.
Okay. Did you? Let me see. I'm just gonna tell you what page, but my book is upstairs. Go to the chapter 10 vocabulary. You got the book?
I have the workbook, but not the actual textbook from the for it.
Okay. Well, why don't I just pull this up for you? Because this is kind of to illustrate a point. I think if I go here, I can show you guys this. So if you look at the word sarx, they put the well, I thought they gave you this piece of information. Oh, yeah, here you go. Okay. So this is in the vocabulary cards. I don't know if, or at the end of the chapter, it shows this. But it says here, sarx, sarcos, hey. Why do you think it has this part?
Would it show that it's supposed to be feminine?
Yes. So whenever you see that on the memory cards, you can see, I thought there was at least one more on here that showed that. Here's soma, which is that. This is a newer word, so you could have figured that out anyway because it ends with the alpha. The only ones that it had to show. But it's feminine, but the only reason you can know that is if you've memorized the article that goes with it. So let's bring the other one back up. So you've gotten dative, singular, feminine.
And is it
Do you know what the lexical is?
Is it sarx?
Sarx. And what's the inflected meaning?
Would it be like to flesh, in flesh, or with flesh?
Yeah. To the flesh, in the flesh, with the flesh, something like that. All right. Let's go. Is Ezekiel there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. So first off, which declension is this?
What declension?
Yeah.
I'm not really sure. Is it third declension?
Yep.
Is the case genitive?
Okay.
Singular? Not sure what the gender is.
Victoria, why don't you explain this to Ezekiel?
Wouldn't this occur in all three genders?
This was the one where it's the book said conflicting things. I would say if you put masculine or feminine, I would count it right.
I'm looking at the paradigm in the book right now, and it's showing it masculine, feminine, neuter as the interrogative and the other one, whatever that one's called. In both of them.
The question becomes is, first off, the interrogative. So it's the interrogative or the indefinite. Is it really, unless you have what it's referring to, you can't say. I guess you could have, how would you say that? Let's see. Of who? Something like that is how you would translate that. All right. So this is going to be your inflected meaning. What is the lexical form? Do you know that, Ezekiel?
Would be something like tease.
Yeah, so the question, and this is what we were talking about last week, is because it's a 3-3, the pattern is a little bit different depending on what it's modifying. So if you look at different books, and I haven't looked at what he has in the answer key for this particular question, it depends on whether you think you should change this based upon what it's referring to, or should you keep it constant and consider it a word. The problem with the interrogative, whenever I say, like, what are you doing here? What is the antecedent of what? That's a question for anybody.
Would it be you?
I guess that'd be the closest you would get.
Like
But it
you
sort
are
of
doing
stands.
what?
Yeah, it's standing on its own. So that's why I looked at so Funk has an older advanced grammar, and it was Funk, Wallace, and it's deeper Greek. I can't remember who wrote it. And the 8-case guys said you change it based upon whatever's modifying. Wallace tends to suggest, at least the one place I looked at, that it stays the same. So what it really comes down to with me is with this, first off, I'm never going to ask you this question in a quiz. Second off, as long as you know what this is in a sentence, you should be able to figure it out based on context of what the antecedent is. Okay. Let's go. Sammy, are you there?
No.
Okay.
I'm here.
Okay. Pasas.
Pasta. Sounds like pasta. What do you want? Oh, you want the case first?
Yep. Well, you know what declension this is from?
Just 1 second. Is it from the third declension?
Well, that's it's sort of a trick question. Does anybody know the answer to that?
313.
Yeah, it's a 3-1-3. So in the masculine, it's a 3. In the neuter, it's a 3. But in the feminine, it's a 1. Okay. So, can you parse it?
Well, case,
Here, let me help you out a little bit. Okay. You see that one?
which one?
I'm saying, have you seen this pic? Did you take a look at this picture?
Okay.
Then take a look at this one.
Okay.
All right. Now we'll go back to the other one.
Feminine? Oh, case first.
Yeah.
Okay. Genitive?
So, what are the genitives forms?
Pontos, passes,
Yep.
and pontos.
And then,
Ponton, passon, and panton.
okay. So, not possess.
Then it has to be accusative.
Okay.
Plural.
Yep.
Now, would this be feminine or masculine? Depending on
It's
the
feminine.
Okay.
Okay. What is the lexical form?
Pos.
Os. And what's the inflected meaning?
All.
Yeah, I think all is enough. Okay.
You want me to try to?
Okay, go ahead, Ralph.
Alrighty. Okay.
Oh, I did have one other question about this one. Okay. Sammy, you or anybody can answer this. What is the stem of this word?
Is it pasa?
Anybody else think something different?
Pont.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Hinos. Go ahead, Ralph.
mm, Is this third question?
Okay.
Is it genitive?
Okay.
Singular?
Okay.
Is it masculine, feminine, or is it neuter? Oh, okay.
All right. Do you know what the inflected form is? I mean, the lexical form is? I don't know if that one's got a chart or not. There it is now.
What?
Is it showing it? So, sorry, I wrote it wrong. I'll fix it here in a second. I put masculine or feminine. That's not what I meant.
Is it epsilon, nu, omicron, sigma?
Yeah, so this is your word.
Yeah.
Can you see up here? This is the lexical form.
Oh, that's the lexical form?
Yeah, do you know what that word means?
One.
Yeah. So it's genitive singular. I wrote masculine / feminine. It's masculine / neuter.
Oh, okay.
So it's from haste. And this word means, or the inflected form. It's genitive. Said that much already, but it's genitive. So what would the inflected be?
Ones.
It's singular. What's our key word with the genitive?
I don't remember. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Dad, let's have you do this. Dad, can you hear me? Okay. Victoria, why don't you go?
Soma, its third declension. Nominative, accusative singular, neuter, because it's a mot and all mots are neuters. Meaning body. Did I give all the info?
Yeah, my pen just drug. Is the lexical form. Yep, that's about it. As she mentioned, so mot is our stem. Do this one too. That one was a little bit easier. Onomatone.
Did you tell me to do that?
Yeah, go ahead and you do it. That one too.
Okay. This is also third declension, genitive, plural, neuter, from onoma, meaning of a name or of a reputation. No, did I say plural? Reputations, names.
I would say, yeah, of names, yeah, of reputations, I guess you're going to have to know the context to have a better idea what that was. And then onoma. I didn't let my pencil completely charge and it's acting kind of funny. All right. And the stem for this one?
Onomot.
Onomot. And as Victoria mentioned earlier, all mot stems are neuter. All right. Let's go back to Gregory. By the way, if I remember right, this is the one that I talked about missing on the test.
The third declension. Would this be accusative?
So just to show you this, you can see here it's accusative, but it's only accusative in the masculine. Yeah, that was the main thing I wanted to point out. And we said for both of these, this is a third declension because the masculine does follow the third declension. But if you look at this paradigm chart, what does it tell you? It's a third declension, but it's a what kind of. So just making a note of that because like I said, this is the one that I missed. So I always like to point that out. Because how I parsed it, in case you guys are wondering, was this is wrong. Okay. So what is the correct parsing? You already said accusative.
Then would it be singular masculine?
Yeah.
And then would it be from Hayes?
Yeah, it's from Hayes. What would you say that
Meaning
reflected?
meaning one.
All right. Tennis. Sammy, why don't you do this one?
Is it the what's that you got up there?
What's that?
What's that you have up there?
I was going to give you a hint, but go ahead. I'll give you a hint if you start messing up. How does that sound?
Okay. Third declension.
Okay.
Nominative.
Okay.
Plural. And masculine. Is it also feminine?
Yeah, this one's going to take. It's going to be. This is what I was talking about before. This actually can be either three. You notice it doesn't have the accent. So, what is the? We'll get to that in a second. What's the lexical for this?
Tis.
Okay. And what would you say the inflected meaning of tennis is?
Someone's.
That sounds about as good as any. Anybody else have any opinions?
Or maybe certain ones.
Certain ones is how I usually translate it, but I like some ones.
How about anyone's?
I was actually thinking that, is like, is anyone's like a word?
Yeah, is it a word? Well, what is a word?
I think anyone's, someone's, certain ones sounds like a title for a book. Okay. Sarks. Ralph, why don't you do this one?
Okay. Okay, let me see.
Say that again.
What?
Oh, I thought you said something. Carry on.
Is it dated? Is it singular?
So,
Well, am I supposed to say what the Clinton is supposed to be? I forgot about that.
what declension is it?
Is it first declension?
No.
Oh, it's third declension.
So, do you know what the lexical form of this is? Let's go there.
Uh, 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 is it sigma, alpha, rho, key, omicron, sigma? Sagro, sagros?
Zarks.
Oh, Zarks. Zarks.
Got it.
Okay,
Zarks.
Zarks.
Okay. So,
Hey.
do you remember what our nominative singular masculine ending is in the third declension? Sorry.
It can be it can be Yoda, or I mean,
That was what I was writing for Sammy a minute ago.
oh,
So it's sigma. I write it out in English because Sasia is how I remember it. So it's sigma, omicron sigma, iota, alpha. That. But the nominative singular masculine feminine ending in the third declension is just sigma. Okay? So if you say Sarks minus sigma, what would that leave you with?
nominative.
Well, what makes if you were sigma plus what gives you a C?
Can you repeat that?
What two sounds together give you a C? Maybe it's easier if I write it like this.
Hmm. Kappa.
Yeah. So, what is the stem for Sarks?
Kappa.
It is Sark. Okay.
Zark. Zark.
Now, All right, so these are the singular, these are the plurals. Esoncias. Right? So we have sarki. So somehow there's only two possible endings that end in an iota. You have dative singular and dative plural. Okay. If it was dative singular, pretty sure where it happens from. If it was dative singular, you would get this, right? Because you have stem plus iota. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So sark plus iota equals sarky. Okay. But that's not what we have here, is it? We don't have sarky, we have sarksy.
So it's dative plural.
Okay.
And is it masculine, feminine, or neuter?
We looked at this earlier. Does anybody remember what gender sarks is?
Feminine.
Feminine. All right. And what would the this is another kind of weird one. What would the inflected meaning be?
Inflected meaning. Flush body.
What's that?
Flush body.
Well, it's dative
Oh.
plural.
Oh. I thought you were asking for the word.
No, it's all right. What's the inflected?
Inflected. Is that the word you want now?
Well, it's what it means, but it's what it means in the dative plural.
Plural.
So what are our helping words for the dative?
Is it body?
Your definition is right, but in the dative, what are the three helping words to translate?
To, with, and it. In?
Yep. To, with, or in, and it's plural with the bodies, or to and or with the fleshes, whatever that means. All right. Ezekiel, have you done two?
I have not done two yet.
All right. Why don't we have you do this one?
Pneumata.
Okay.
Is this third declension?
Yep.
Is it accusative singular? Gender masculine slash feminine?
let's walk through this one. I'm not sure if he gave me the things for this one. Oh, I guess you were getting to that. Do you know what the term pneuma is?
What Numa
The gender
means?
of it? What's that?
Who are you talking to?
You.
You're asking me what Pneuma means or Numa?
No. What is the gender of it normally?
Feminine?
It goes back to the rule that we talked about before. Where's that at? Victoria mentioned it earlier. Here we go. Well, Victoria, do you remember where that rule is about the mott stems? I thought it was near the beginning.
No, I don't.
Well, it mentions it again here, but mott stems, and you can see it on these other ones. Ta, ta. The mott stems are always going to be neuter. But I will tell you, kind of a fun fact, that's not always true in the scriptures itself. Anybody have any idea why that might be?
Because
Like
that's the way.
spirit not being an it.
Right. So sometimes the Holy Spirit will have a he with it. And it'll take masculine modifiers. Anyway, so accusative. What did you say?
Singular? Or is it plural?
Plural.
Neuter?
And then neuter. Lexical.
Pneuma?
Yeah. And inflected meaning.
Spirits?
All right. Screwing up my. So, Monty Moo. Let's have Sammy do this one.
What?
I want you to parse this, but I want you to tell me if there's anything that might help you with this.
Well, the toe, or is that a two at the beginning?
That's a toe. Can
Well,
you parse toe?
it would make it seem like it's going to be dative, the word then, right?
Huh?
Toe,
That's dative.
and it's singular.
Okay.
Now, don't know if it would be masculine or neuter.
What did we just say about this?
It's going to be neuter then?
Yep. All right, you parsed it. The confusing
And that-
third declension generally isn't there in the regular sentences because you're going to have the article. So how do you
And that-
translate this?
Okay, so toe, isn't that, you said it's the article, so it's the,
Yep.
and Anamachi is that be name?
Okay. And it's in the dative, so how would you say that?
The dative, would it be of name?
That would be genitive.
Oh, genitives of, and dative is, so, with name?
Okay. And then what does new mean?
My?
Okay, so how would you translate that?
With my name?
That one sounds good. So, to my name or in my name. Tain, agapain, tain, ace, pontas, tus, hagius. Victoria, why don't you do this one?
Okay. I'm glad you asked me because I was not sure I did this one right. The love, then it looks like then the whole next phrase is modifying that because it starts with tame.
Right.
Okay, the love, into and among all the saints, or in all the saints, but I don't know
Yep.
how to put those two things together. I mean, is it an incomplete thought because we don't have context, or is it a sentence?
No, the warm-ups are not always sentences. Yeah, it's just a phrase. I mean, you could stretch it a little bit and say, which is, but in general, you're just going to have that. All right. Gregory, you want to do this one? Asarchamian.
Eighth is into. And Sarka is flesh, right?
Yep.
I'm not
You know what Mulan is?
totally for sure. I don't remember for sure at the moment. But the last word is
Anybody else know the last word?
One.
One. Yep.
so. Would you translate something like into one flesh?
Yep. Kind of like we were talking about, ace has a lot of things it could mean. So probably depending on the context, you could have 4 or 2. How many warm-ups are there? Okay, I think I'm going to stop here. A lot of the people from Woodbury weren't able to be with us tonight because of some things going on.
Hey, Quentin.
Yeah.
The ace in the one Gregory was just doing,
Yeah.
is that different from ace as in 1?
So this isn't 8. This is ace. That is haste.
Okay. When did we learn this? When did we learn ace?
Ace was in chapter 8, I believe. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was chapter 8. Yeah. What I was going to say about this one, he didn't put the period, and like I said, I don't think it's supposed to be there. If there wasn't a period, or sorry, if there was a period, how would you translate that, Victoria? Do you have any ideas?
Would it be kind of like how you did it, the love which is in all the saints?
Yeah, you could do something like that. I could see.
Well, that wouldn't be a sentence, though, would it?
Well, you could just have the love is in all saints. There's a way to make the second phrase a substantive that I've seen before, but I can't remember exactly how it works. Anyway, yeah, if you didn't have it, this is probably going to be how it ends up, is you have it understood is. All right, we'll stop there. Pick up with warm up delta. How many sentences are there? Does anybody take a look at it?
I think there was 10, not counting the additional ones.
Okay. That's what we'll do next time.
Do you want us to work on the additional ones or not?
Whatever you want to do. You didn't hear this from me, but usually the additional ones are the ones that end up being the bonuses.
Okay.